Daily Coast Radio and Daily Coast TV. Joining us today from Netroots Nation, San Jose, 2013, is a great progressive senator, Jeff Merkley from Oregon. Welcome, Senator.
Thank you. It's great to be with you.
It's good to have you here. One of the things in reading up about you in your bio that is very apropos for us here at Netroots Nation is your activist background, going from Stanford, Princeton, to Washington, D.C., then back to Oregon to coin a phrase, a community organizer.
Yes.
Do you want to talk a little bit about how that activism led you to where you're at as a senator?
Sure, you bet. Everything I've done has been tied together by a sense of public service. How can you make the world a better place? And my thought was that every few years I would ask myself, is there something more worth doing? This has led me from my first policy love, which was third world economic development. I've lived in Central America and India and West Africa, to my next, which was how do you keep the world from getting blown up by nuclear weapons? And I spent a decade working on strategic nuclear policy issues. But I really wanted to get back to something that more connected with people who were struggling, and did so by becoming head of Habitat for Humanity in Portland, back in Oregon. So I made the transition back home. So that's what ties it all together. And that, I must say, every time that we completed a house and a family became a homeowner, it transformed the experience for that family. They had a stake in the community. They had stability for the children. Children did better in school, more likely to graduate, go on to college, or find an occupation, pay more taxes. And while I saw it family after family, statistics for home ownership have shown that is very much a reflection of what goes on in general.
How has that experience informed your work you're on the Senate Banking Committee, correct?
Yes. Well, it's a big push to end the predatory practices in home mortgages. And so in Oregon, I was able to get passed legislation in the House which blocked the kickbacks to mortgage originators. Those kickbacks were rewards for steering people into predatory mortgages, even when they qualified for ordinary wealth-building mortgages.
Right.
But I couldn't get it passed throughout the Oregon Senate. And part of the reason why is folks said, look, we can only regulate local banks. This needs to be done at the national level.
Right.
Well, so when I was able to go to the U.S. Senate, then I thought, okay, let's end those liar loans, let's end the prepayment penalties, let's end the kickbacks. And we got that legislation passed as part of Dodd-Frank. Now we've got to protect the role of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau,
right,
so it can keep that language alive and living and functioning. And that's why we also need to confirm a director.
Right.